Hari Om Namaste, and welcome to my Mantra Mastery class. I'm Jerome, and I'm super happy to be guiding you on this path of mantras, and I'm very happy that you decided to come for the ride. So, why chant mantras? You enjoy the yoga practice, you like doing all the poses, but after a while you might feel like something's missing, something with a little more depth to it, something with a little more spirituality. Not saying that the poses and the yoga practice in general can't bring you there, but the mantras give you a little something extra. And the beauty of the mantras that I've come to enjoy is that you can do them anytime. If you're injured and you can't do your physical practice, or if you have congestion and you can't do your breathing practices, the mantras are always there, and they will always serve to elevate you, to put you in a better mood and just a better state of being, in my experience. So I'd like to share with you a little bit about my journey and then continue on to your journey, which you're on right now, and it has brought you to this point. So I started doing mantras maybe 10 years ago now. I've been chanting mantras. And in the beginning, maybe like some of you, I wasn't comfortable. I didn't like singing. I didn't know what we were singing. And it just wasn't something that was part of my practice. But something called to me. And in the beginning, like anything else, you start to dabble. And then these little dabblings become ripples. And then these little ripples become waves. So this is the beauty of the journey of the mantra practice. I started just drumming. I was drumming for the Dharma Yoga Center in New York City for Sri Dharma Mitra, who was a wonderful yoga master and who really brought me onto this path of the Bhakti Yoga also, which Bhakti means devotion. So when we're talking about mantras, we're talking about living with devotion or practicing with devotion, which always comes from here, from the heart. This is the most beautiful thing we can access, the energy here. This is good energy too, the energy of the mind, but when we're talking about mantras and practicing, we're talking about shutting this off a little bit and making this part of us a little bit louder. This is a mind also, the heart mind. So I started just playing some drum. I play drum, and one day the Dharma Yoga Kirtan band needed a drummer, so that's how I started. I started to play drum, and little by little, the mantra started to take over. I wasn't even singing in the beginning. I didn't like it. It felt awkward, like I mentioned. But after some time, just being around that energy, you can see how it elevates others, and then you just go in without even thinking about it. That's the thing when I talk about turning this off. When we're doing with mantras, it's not even a thought, it's just a response. Because the idea is to really be a vessel and let the divine winds pass through us so we become more like a flute. When we chant mantras, it's not about a performance or anything like that. It's just about connecting with that source of that energy or that divine presence that's within all of us. And the mantra helps to access that. So I was there playing the drum, and after time, the singer wasn't available, and someone had to sing, and it was just my time. So this is where I started to develop as a mantra practitioner. And these things come. So at first it sounds like it is a foreign language. It sounds insane. How am I going to learn these sounds? How am I going to learn these words? I can't even tell you how I learned them. It's just being open to it, and they kind of come to you. Of course you practice, of course you have to look at the letters and memorize some of them. Some of them are a little bit complicated, but they don't have to be. If you're just starting off on your journey as a yoga teacher and you want to share some of these practices in your class, or if you're a yoga practitioner and you want to share some of these practices within you, then they can be very simple. Om, as I'm sure you've heard of, it's all over my shirt. Om is a mantra also. So it all starts with Om, and most of us are pretty comfortable if you're on the yoga practice of chanting Om. So there, you already started your journey. Now we're here in this class to go a little bit deeper. So when I started to do the singing, and also you realize that when you start to do the chanting, people respond. People want to sing. Think back when you were a child. Maybe you can't remember. Maybe you know some children. You can look at the children. They love to sing. All of nature loves to sing. We like to make that sound. It doesn't matter what the words are, what the words mean. We just love to make the sound. So this is also part of the beauty of the mantra, is when we start to sing and start to open up, we become back to that state of childhood, of childlike wonder. So the mantra also opens up that state of wonder within you. And I believe that the universe wants us to maintain that wonder even as an adult. Because when we lose that wonder, we become too serious, and the universe has no use for people who are too serious. The universe wants us to enjoy itself with this state of wonder. And the mantra helps to bring us back to that. By singing, you become like a child again. And only children enter the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is in here. So that's how we access this, by singing. As you start this journey, or maybe you're already on this journey, as you start with me, you're going to realize how to access that inner joy and how to share it with others. That's even better. If you're a yoga teacher and you're able to share this practice with others, even better. It multiplies in the benefits and it multiplies in the joys. So I started off just entering some of these mantras in the class and my workshops, and little by little it started to take over. Of course, I still teach asanas and all the other aspects of yoga, but right now on my personal journey, the mantra and the bhakti yoga and the kirtan is becoming more and more powerful. And that's why I'm here to share it with you, because we can only really share what is our personal practice, what we have developed on our own. Of course, teachers help us, they guide us, but you alone can only take control of your own journey. The teachers are here, they're wonderful, they help to guide us, but we have to go walk the path on our own, which I mean as self-practice. So when these became part of my self-practice, and then I started to share them in the classes and workshops that I do around the world, little by little they start to become more powerful, and the students started to ask for them more. Now I'm even recording mantras for Spotify. So this is a wonderful journey. You don't know where it's going to take you, but you have to feel it here. And once you feel it here, start listening to this and start following this. It will never bring you on the wrong path. It will always steer you towards the light. And mantra is also bringing light to the darkness. And the darkness cannot survive in the presence of light. So welcome to the journey, and I'm very excited that you've come here and you've decided to take this path to learn some mantras. We're going to get to the mantras in a little bit, but also I've noticed that as I start to chant these mantras every day, it becomes such a beautiful practice. It keeps you in the presence of that divine spirit and that divine presence. Sometimes I even like, if I'm on a bicycle in some of these crazy cities that I've visited, or if I'm biking around where the cars don't seem to have much concern for people who are on the side of the road, it's nice to sing the mantras because you feel a little bit protected. And also when I'm chanting mantras outside, I feel like I'm sharing some blessings with others. So it's really a beautiful experience. Of course, they don't always have to be verbal. Sometimes they can just be mental. Even the mental is very powerful. But some of these require sound to bring them life. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to open up with some sound together. The benefits are enormous. It can improve your health. It can improve your health because it improves your state of well-being. And everyone knows that a happy being has less disease. Of course, if we get depressed and too serious, then these things just can take over us, the ailments that are out there waiting for us in life. But we can fight them through positivity. Sometimes it's hard to find the positivity on your own. but the mantra will help. Chanting will help. It brings the light immediately. That's the beauty of this practice. It's immediate. With the physical practice, which I also love, it takes some time. It takes some time. Maybe it takes at least 90 minutes for your yoga class, or even more, because maybe during that class your body just wasn't in the mood and you weren't getting the poses, and maybe you don't feel so nice. But with the mantra, you can never go wrong. It's not about singing well. It's not about any of that. It's just about singing. It's just about going into the process and letting go, and the process takes over by itself. Because we all love to sing, even if we feel like we don't. That's not the truth. The truth is maybe we've become a little bit shy or feel awkward about it. But the truth is we still love to sing. And you probably find yourself even singing when you're in the shower or when you're alone. So we're here to help to develop that and let that out a little more. So let's begin. I'll introduce to you some mantras, some very simple mantras. And of course, I'm happy to share with you the text. I have some PDFs that I can share with you. But just remember, this is also a process of oral. In the old days, it would all be oral. Of course, now it's nice to look at some of the texts, but you can learn a lot just being open and receptive and listening and responding. This is a practice of call and response to learn it. Once we learn it, we have it and we can do it on our own. But the oral tradition is a wonderful tradition because you can be even more free. It's just really receiving, absorbing, and responding. It's a beautiful practice. Welcome. So, as always, we will start with an Om. Let the Om, and I've read recently, the Om is a wonderful mantra because it's one of the only words that we can sing or chant without using the tongue. It doesn't require the tongue, the syllables in the Om. Let it fill the mouth from the back of your throat all the way to your lips, and it ends with the lips closed, a little bit longer with the lips closed, the It's like that. Let it fill your mouth and continue with the M. This is a powerful practice on its own. So let's try a few moments of chanting the Om. You can listen to me first, listen how I do it, and then chant it with me. Okay, let's begin. Sit up tall, and when we're doing these practices, it's very important that your spine remains straight. If you're not comfortable sitting cross-legged, sit in a chair. It doesn't matter how your legs are, but it does matter how your spine is. You always want everything to travel along the spine. Surrounding the back like this, it doesn't work. Lift the chest. The power is here. Open the heart. Okay, so let's sit up nice and tall. We'll start with some Om, and then I'll take you through some more exercises. Now, if you like, you can place your hands in what we call a mudra. I like the Jnana mudra. It's a perfect circle you make with the fingers. You can place the hands palms down on your legs. This is conserving energy, or palms up. If this mudra is uncomfortable, place your hands how you like. I usually like to interlace here, like this is a nice mudra, this is a nice mudra. It doesn't matter, but just put some activity and some consciousness in your hands as well, so the energy can flow throughout the entire system. Let's begin. Normally it's done with the eyes closed. You can remain with the eyes open if you need to watch me. So we inhale deep and begin. Now with me, inhale. A few more. You'll notice most of the Om is with the lips together. Inhale. Let's do one more together. Inhale deep. And after you've concluded, just observe for a few moments with the eyes closed how you feel, but on a sensitive level, on a subtle level. We have to be a little more sensitive when we're doing higher practices like mantra chanting, be a little bit more sensitive to the subtle effects. It's responding to our system, which is even higher than our physical system, with our energetic or spiritual system. So that's why we have to be a little more sensitive. Okay, so the Om is a powerful practice to start your mornings with. Get up in the morning, clean your mouth, drink some water, and chant some Oms. Of course, maybe you have a partner or someone that doesn't allow you to do it with full power. You can still do it a little lower. Or remember, some of these can be done mentally. Or you find a time when people are awake and you can do it with a little more power. So let's continue. We'll continue on this vocal journey, opening up the whole throat chakra and all the chakras here. Speaking of chakras, let's do a little bit of the bija mantras. These are also powerful mantras to awaken your chakra centers. As you may have heard, there are 7 of them. There's more than 7, but there's 7 main ones. And they have to spin properly and be full of energy and be full of light. Of course, chakras are just like us. They get lazy sometimes, or they get disoriented, or they're going the wrong way. And when this happens, the system can be a little bit off. And if it's off energetically, soon it will be off physically. So some problems, physical problems, can be solved by healing our spiritual or energetic body. So here's some bija mantras. These are also mantras to open the throat to sing some more long or more powerful mantras as well. So starting here, we put all the attention here at the base of the spine, which is the first chakra. Put your attention here. Mantras also require attention, concentration. Concentrating the energy. When we concentrate the energy, we can do anything. Put your attention there. The sound is lam with a L. I'll do it 7 times, and you please repeat after me. Lam, 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 lam. Now you. Lam, 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 lam. The second chakra is below the belly button. The sound there is vam with a V. I'll go first 7 times. Vam, 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 vam. And now you. Vam, 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 vam. The solar plexus, the sound is Ram. Ram, 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 ram. Now you. Ram, 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 ram. Moving to the higher chakras now, starting with the heart. Compassion, love for all beings. The sound is Yam. Yam, 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 yam. And now you. Yam, 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 yam. The throat, expressing yourself with authenticity, with beauty, with love. Hum. Hum, 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 hum. Now you. Hum, 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 hum. In between the eyebrows, the sound is Om. Om, 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 om. Connecting with the divinity all around us. Now you. Om, 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 om. And now the seventh chakra, top of your head. This one is expressed in the language of the divine. Silence. Just observe. Try to realize that you come from the divine, which makes you divine as well. Let's do one more Om together, but pay attention to the silence. When we're doing mantras and we're doing sound, the best way to think of it, and even some musicians think of it like this, some of the master musicians, we think of the sound accenting the silence. So we're forming little designs around the silence. The silence is what's important here. So pay attention to the silence, where the Om is coming and where it returns. Inhale, let's do it once together. Inhale deep. And just observe. So getting into mantras that are a little bit more musical, you don't need to play an instrument. You can. There are some simple instruments. But today we're not going to play an instrument. So you can see the power of how you can create this atmosphere with just your voice. Whether you're sitting alone doing your self-practice or if you're a yoga teacher with your students. It's powerful also with just the voice. So you don't have to play an instrument. So let's do a mantra for Ganesha. Now remember, as we continue this journey and we're singing the names of different gods, this is not a religious practice. So don't think of it as that. This is not a religious practice. We're singing the names of different gods. But in yoga, the gods represent different qualities that we have within us. So we can attain the same power as the gods. But we just need to develop it a little more. So if you are attracted, as we continue this journey, if you're attracted to the name of one of the gods in particular, Ganesha, Shiva, Krishna, Sita, look at their qualities. This is something that you are likely trying to develop within you. You're attracted to that character of the God because you want to pull that out in you. So our best teachers are like us, just a little more developed. So we go with the teacher to develop. And when we're done, we don't need the teacher anymore. This is the beauty of it. So not attached for life. Attached for life here with love, but not physically attached, not always seeking the lessons, because eventually the best teachers bring you to yourself, and you're the best teacher there is. Okay? The real guru is in here. And any guru will teach you just that. Okay? So let's try one with Ganesha. We'll do call and response. The letters I can share with you. Me, myself, I never had to look up these letters. It just came by repetition. Like anything. If you're learning handstand, if you're learning Warrior One, to do it well, you need repetition. This is repetition also. To also feel comfortable. When you feel comfortable, then the sound comes out naturally. It's like breathing, and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to think about it. It just comes. It's there for you. And then you can share it. First, of course, like with anything, we have to be very comfortable within our own skin before we can share that authentically with others. So here's the Jai Ganesha. Listen, we'll do it in 2 parts. And I'll do the first, then you go, and then I'll do the second, then you go. But I'll sing it 2 times, so I'm singing along with you. Okay, so the first one, just listen. It's Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Okay? Now Ganesha is the God that removes the obstacles on our path. So if you're feeling stuck or blocked, maybe with mantras, you feel like you can, I feel embarrassed, I don't feel good to sing it, sing to Ganesha. Ganesha is going to help you remove those blocks. So Ganesha is the part inside of us that when we're just, okay, enough with these roadblocks or these problems, it's time to get rid of them. That's Ganesha. Helps to remove those blocks. It's an elephant. So nothing is more powerful than the elephant. I don't even like to think of things as problems. Everything is a challenge. So if you're feeling like stuck, it's not a problem. It's just a challenge. And in yoga, we love to overcome challenges. So let's go. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. The second part, Shri, which means holy or saint. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Jai, you're going to hear that a lot in mantras, means victory or hooray. So we're singing to the beauties of Ganesha, or the beauties of the one who removes the obstacles in our path, which is really you. Okay, so repeat after me. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Now you. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Now me. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Feels good, doesn't it? Let's try now singing the entire mantra. I'll go first and then you repeat after me. I'll sing it twice. So the second part is the second time is when you come in. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Now you. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Now me. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Last one, me. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. You. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam. Such a beautiful practice. If emotions arise in you, it happens. The singing can do that. You might feel happy. Sometimes you might feel crying. Like crying. It's okay. Whatever it is, just let it come. This is the best, for me, it's the best therapy because it just brings out what needs to be brought out. And if you're feeling good already, then you're able to share that with others. So this is a really beautiful practice in that respect. And it's all ages, and it's all body types and everything. Everyone can sing. Even if you're there and it's your last breath, you can sing to the Holy One. This is the practice of mantra and bhakti, to stay in that constant state of devotion. And when we're in that state of devotion, we're in our best self. I feel like we're in our best self because we're ready to share, we're ready to give. We can see the wonder. This is the best state of being. It's better than, I don't want to share, I don't feel the wonder, I don't like others, I don't want to be in this state of joy. That can happen too. We can go deeper into that, or just by singing a little, it starts to open. And you're going to see how this unravels and how this unravels. Let's try one more. Okay? This is another one. And these like the Jai Ganesha and like the one I'm going to do now, the Sita Rama, these are call and response. There are other mantras that are more, so these are more in the bhakti world. In the bhakti world, you think of that world more of as a singing kind of world. There are also the mantras that are a little more serious and it's just made for you, or you can do that in a call and response, but it's not quite singing. I like the singing. I like both, but the singing is the one that will put you in a more elevated mood. The mantras, the more sitting still and chanting the mantras, those put you in a more meditative mood. They're both beautiful, but for now I'd like to share with you a little bit of the singing, just to put you in a little bit of a state of joy. So Sita Rama. You'll notice also, as you continue your journey of mantras and bhakti yoga, that sometimes you have some favorites. They come and go. So Sita Rama used to be my favorite, then I got more into Krishna, and now I'm coming back to Sita Rama. I just like to see how the waves go. I used to love Ganesha. I still love them all, but sometimes one of them rises a little bit higher. So now it's Sita Rama. Sita Rama is two gods, Sita and Rama, and this represents the divine love. So I like to think of it like the divine love creates a third entity. And if you've ever been in real love, you can realize that there's a third entity that is created by the two beings who love each other. So it's like water. You can have all the hydrogen and all the oxygen in the world, but you can't drink it until those elements create water, which is, for me, the divine love. So Sitarama, divine love, makes you feel it. Okay? So let's do a little bit call and response. It's just Sitarama. I'll go and then you repeat after me. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Now you. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Me. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. So if you don't play an instrument, you can also start clapping, find the rhythm, and this can be done just with you, or the whole, if you're teaching a class, all the students start clapping as well. Is really powerful. So here's how it would go with this. I'll go and then you repeat after me. You can continue with the clap if you feel comfortable. If you're not comfortable, just do the singing. If you're not comfortable yet with the singing, just do the clap. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Me. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. This can get elevated too. Sometimes you're doing the chanting and you feel the energy and you want to go a little more powerful. You can go powerful, especially with this one. People are going to really start to feel the joy. Sometimes people even dance. Okay, when you just can't control it anymore, you need that energy, you can even just dance. Okay, so here's how we would go a little bit faster. I'll go slow, you go slow, and then I'll pick it up, and then you pick it up. Okay? Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Can go even faster. So I'll pick it up from there and go a little bit faster, then you go a little bit faster, and we'll see how that feels. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. You. Sitaram, 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 Ram, Ram. Sitaram, 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 Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram, Sita 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 Ram, Ram Ram, me, Sita Ram, 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 Ram Ram, you, Sita Ram, 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 Ram Ram. And observe. So let's conclude with a mantra here. This is a nice mantra that all the benefits of this practice, may we share this practice with others. All the benefits that we have gained here, we also want to share it with others. Because when we share, we receive. This is the beauty. If you ever have something and you hold on to it tight, it doesn't multiply, it doesn't grow. You've noticed that. But when we share, it grows. So this is another simple mantra that expresses that. May all beings everywhere enjoy this practice through us. That mantra goes like this. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Okay? So let's chant that together. I'll do it once and then you can sing it with me. Just listen how it goes. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And now you. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Keep going. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. 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 One more. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And we'll seal today's practice with an Om, coming from silence, returning to silence, and then Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Okay, inhaling. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Namaste. Thank you for allowing me to guide you, and I look forward to continuing this process with you and helping you any way I can. See you at the next one. Namaste.